This is Diane Peters from jcharvestinvestments.com. How are you doing today? Well, it's sunny here in the Northeast. I hope you had a great weekend. No sports for me. Ooh, I'm kind of sad. But hey, guess what? College football will be back again, and then I'll get excited, and then we'll do college basketball. I like college sports. I also like college lacrosse. That's something I just recently got into because of my grandsons. They both play. And it's really a good game. I mean, if you've never seen a lacrosse game, you have to check it out. But again, I love college sports. But my message today is going to be about change. And I always like to talk about the things that affected me, because I don't want to lecture to anybody about what you should do, because guess what? I'm not God. So I just like to share with people about my life and the changes that I had to make. I've been at a journey all my life, and I think everybody's life is a journey. I mean, you know, the only thing I think Robert Frost said, the one thing about life, it goes on. And it's so true, it does. No matter what is happening in our life, it goes on. And I think my other favorite person to listen to is Dr. Phil. And he talks about life being, you know, the abnormal and the normal, and that's how you can decide what, you know, whether you need to get something fixed in your life. Let me tell you, I had a lot of abnormal things, and I've already said them before. I'm not going to keep dragging them up, but everybody's had abnormal things. But the one thing I know, and the last, I have to say, 2 to 3 years that I've been on a venture to find out truth about myself. Because when the realization came to me that although people, you know, I have my opinions, I'm very outspoken. When I get passionate about something, I can really go at it. Unbeknownst to myself, people think that I'm trying to change their minds, which I'm not. So I realized that the only way change was going to happen if I started working on myself. I had to learn to accept people the way they are, love them just the way they are, and if I expected any change, it had to begin with me. So that's what made me really started looking at myself. What did Michael Jackson say? Look at the man in the mirror. Well, Diane started looking at the woman in the mirror. And stop looking at everybody else. Because it's not my job to judge everybody else. That's God's job. Let him do that. But my job is to make sure that I'm the most truest person I could be. You know, the one thing, when Jesus was talking to Nicodemus at the well, he said, you know, and the woman at the well, he was saying, God is spirit and he's truth. And my journey has always been to grow close to the perfect person. And for me, that's God. So I realized that I had to be truthful about myself. I couldn't, you know, act like everybody else had a problem and Diane didn't. So the one thing I've tried to do, and I'm still working on, is my opinion. I mean, it's nice to have an opinion, but at the end of the day, who cares about my opinion? I mean, what's it going to do for anybody, giving you my opinion? If you ask for it, of course I'll give it. Sometimes I give it whenever you're not even asking for it. My Twitter account proves that. But sometimes I just see things that are just too good, and I just have to put them out on Twitter because that's the outlet I have. But I don't need people to agree with me. I'm not asking you to agree with me. But I do know that I have to be the true, authentic Diane. And for me, that's digging up my dirt. That's admitting to my faults. That's like correcting areas in my life, apologizing to people in the past that I've hurt without even realizing it. You know I'm a friend person, but I know I'm not the friendliest friend person. I'm not that person who calls you up all the time and goes after you and whatever else. And I apologize to all my friends. Now I'll name them. They're all in one hand. I have Tahira. I have Kathy. I have Sarita. I have Eleni. I have Princess. Those are the people who are in my inner circle right now, who I consider to be very close to me. And I don't always talk to them every day. And I feel bad. I really do. Like I told you, one of my dearest friends was Susan. And she passed away about 5 or 6 years ago. I think it was even longer than that. And Susan and I had a unique relationship because she really got me. And she called me on some things. And she even made me aware of who I was. And sometimes when I think back to our conversation, Susan was the person who made me aware of some of the things, some of the faults I have, like I told you, my opinion. I think I told you about one meeting I walked out of when we had a meeting and I walked out of it just because they were talking about things I didn't want to hear and they were drudging on and I got so bored with it I just walked out. Mind you, my boss was there. There were vice presidents of the company. And Susan came to me and said, do you realize what you just did? And to be quite honest with you, I didn't. I didn't want to sit around in a room where we were talking about life things. This is business. So Susan called me on the carpet for that. She helped me to get back in the good graces of my boss. So everybody has friends and friend relationships, but I'm always also on the bench trying to change as far as my friends are concerned. Recognizing it's really important that I stay in touch with them because that shows that I care. So I'm working on that area. And I know I have to change. I can't look at my friends and say this is this and this is that. No, it's Diane. I have to change. My friend Tahira in Bangladesh, she was calling me. I didn't realize she was calling me. So I had to message her and say, hi, what's up? So I hear she's coming to the United States next year, so we'll look forward to that. I even had another dear friend, Laura and Nancy. We used to hang out together at that corporation we worked at. We used to have such fun. I really haven't been that in touch with Laura either. And I don't even know what happened to Nancy. I heard she moved to Texas. So I have to say that when I look at areas of my life that I still need to work on, I need to work on how to be a better friend. And my friends are perfect just the way they are because they're happy with who they are. So if a change is going to happen, it's got to happen with me, okay? And I'm not going to put any expectations on my friends. I know they're doing the best that they can be, and they're being the best friend to me that they can be. Where I'm failing is I need to change because I need to reach out to them more often. So I also go beyond that. I look at my work relationships. Just today, my poor husband, I got overwhelmed and I went off on him, and I came from the gym. I was hungry. I heard about a personal situation going on in the family. And I literally what the heck? You're bothering me about this question. The poor guy. I had to apologize because I realized that I am a very passionate person. I express myself sometimes to the fault of hurting people. I'm sorry for anyone that I've done that to. One thing I've learned to do, and I've changed about how if I have a problem with a customer service rep, I'm not blaming it on them. And I'm always saying, even if I come out irate, I'm always saying, listen, I'm not trying to beat up the messenger. I realize this is not you. You did not cause the problem, even though I'm identifying you. So please accept my apologies. I try to end every conversation if I'm upset about a situation with that comment. But then, like I said, I'm always thinking about, Diane, how can you improve? Now, I know I'm not going to be perfect, but that's not the thing. I just want to be the best Diane that I can be. I just want to be the best friend. I just want to be the best mother and whatever. And that keeps me from worrying about what everybody else is doing. I pray for everyone else. I'm in no position to judge anybody. But I am in a position that if I want change, if I expect change, it's got to start with me. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. You have a great day. This is Diane Peters from jcharvestinvestments.com. Bye-bye.